BookTube, it's Missy, and today I wanted to try something new with you guys. I know last month I brought in the Hook and Read series, which I am definitely excited to continue on, and I might do a round 2 either in May, but definitely June. I don't know if I'll have enough books read by May, but I wanted to try a different series, and this one is going to be kind of similar to Kayla's over at Books and Lala. So if you are subscribed to Kayla's channel, she is doing something where she takes all of the books that she hauled in a certain month and she puts it either in the I've already read it pile, in the I've given it away pile, or in I still need to read that pile. And if she doesn't finish that book within that period of time, then she has to get rid of it, which is the best way to unhaul books. I'm too much of a chicken shit to do that, and I have too many books to go through, so I can't do what she's doing. But I have been doing the monthly most anticipated reads since 2014, so I decided I wanted to try and go over all of those anticipated reads with you guys and see if I am still excited about those books, if I even want to try and pick them up, or just, you know, forget about them altogether. Let me know down below. Oops. Let me know down below what you think of this series, if I should continue it or not. I have enough material to make many, many videos. So, with that being said, all of my most anticipated reads I make for the next month. So, it's April, but I'll be talking about books that I wanted to read in June because I will be reading these books in May. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. So I'm doing the video now, but I'm going to put these books on my May TBR if I have not read them. That way it kind of like works because I would have talked about it in May to, you know, talk about because it was a new release in June. I'm confusing myself already. Let's get started. In 2014, in the month of June, I was super excited to read 12 books. Now, the books that I have read, and I don't own, I will leave pictures, and obviously if I don't own them, there will also be pictures. I don't even know why I said that. So the first book that I was interested in reading in June that was a new release was called Hexed, and this is by Michelle Kreis or Kreis. This is a witch book. It's the first in a duology, and I absolutely loved this book. I gave it 5 stars. I thought it was really fun. The second book on that list was Ruin and Rising, which is the third and final book in the Grisha trilogy by Leigh Bardugo. And as you can see, I liked it enough to purchase the book. And that is saying something because I don't buy books. Well, I buy lots and lots of books, but I don't keep books on my shelves after I've read them if they weren't a 4 or 5 star read. So this was a 4-star read. I enjoyed the wrap-up. I wish our main character was with a different person, but you can't win them all. Anyways, definitely read the Grisha trilogy if you haven't picked it up. Alright, the third book on my most anticipated reads was The Murder Complex by Lindsay Cummings. Now, she does have a BookTube channel, which I will leave down below, and I think this is her debut novel. This was a sci-fi story about a murder rate that was larger than the birth rate, and this one came out on the 10th of June, and I really wanted to read it, and in the past 3 years I still haven't picked it up. So it is on my library queue, and I will be picking it up in the month of May. So if you want to hear more, just wait and see. The next book on my list was Complicit by Stephanie Cohen, and this is a contradiction from what I talked about earlier. I purchased this book because it was being sold on Book Outlet for super cheap. This is a psychological thriller. It's YA. I absolutely wanted to read it in June of 2014, and I still want to read it now. It's very short, so I have no reason not to. So hopefully soon. But I do own it, so I have no excuses. The next book on that list was Don't You Forget About Me by Kate Karis Quinn. Now, I despise this author. Just because I just don't think her books work. Or maybe it's just, they just don't work for me. I've read 2 of her books. This was the second book that she's written. I gave it 2 stars, so obviously I didn't buy it. And the magical realism just doesn't work. Her stories don't work. I wouldn't pick them up. The next book is called Rain, and this is the sequel to Ink by Amanda Sun. If you haven't seen this glorious cover, I don't know where you've been. It's gorgeous. It's about a American student who transfers to Japan to live with her aunt. Her aunt teaches English at the Japanese school that I think she goes to. Or maybe not. Maybe she teaches at a different school. I can't remember. Anyways, the main character likes this boy who can draw pictures like that come to life, which is really amazing. And so yeah, I think I gave that book 4 or 5 stars, but my library doesn't carry the sequel. And so I am on a hunt to find this book for super, super cheap because I don't want to buy the series. Like, I like it, but not enough to where I would reread it again. So if you have Rain and you don't want it, or I can borrow it and then send it back to you, let me know down below, because I would definitely be interested in either borrowing this book or trading it for another book, because I do want to finish the series, and I can't because my library doesn't carry it. Next is Glimpse, and this is by Kendra Layton. Here is the book cover. This one came out on the 19th of June. It's a paranormal ghost story. Nobody carries this. My library doesn't carry it. Amazon has like 2 in the the Amazon Marketplace. Thrift Books doesn't carry it. Book Outlet doesn't carry it. I think this might be a UK edition. I don't even know, but this book did not get any hype, and so I can't seem to find it. So if you have Glimpse and you would like to either give it to me or let me borrow it or trade it with me for another book, let me know down below, because I'm still interested in reading it. I love paranormal ghost stories. Alright, the next book was Merciless by Daniel Vega. Now, I think this was a pre-order. This book was amazing. If you have not read this horror YA novel, what are you doing? It is the best. Look at that pentagram. Is it a pentagram? Yeah. I could be wrong because I'm lame sometimes, but it's hot pink. And it's Satan. Not Satan, I'm just kidding. I love horror. Anyways, I absolutely love this. I gave it 5 stars. And I have the sequel, which I started and haven't finished. So, my bad. But of course I bought it. The next book on my list is The Wicked Within, which is this book here by Kelly Keaton. This is actually the 3rd book in the Gods and Monsters. Is it Gods and Monsters? I can't remember. Anyways, I think it's Gods and Monsters trilogy. I read the 1st book, which, let me see if I can put this down without messing up the camera. It's right here. Oh, you can't see it. It's too far down. Anyways, it's down there, and I loved it. It's a mythology, like paranormal book, and it's great, and it's got a really kick-ass character, and she's a bounty hunter. So that's cool. But this is the 3rd book in the series, and so instead I'm going to read the 2nd book in May, which is A Beautiful Evil, and I love this series so far, and I cannot wait to continue it. And I cannot wait to continue it. Words are really hard for me. Alright, next is A Darkness Strange and Lovely by Susan Dennard. Now, I can't remember if that is the 2nd or 3rd book in the trilogy, but this one's the 1st one, and I still haven't read it yet. And this is Something Strange and Deadly. I believe that this is a demon book. I could be wrong. Oh, I think it's zombies. I think this book is zombies. But I definitely want to read this, so this is going to be on my May TBR. Alright, I have 2 more books to share with you guys. The next one is Paranoia, and this is by J.R. Johansson. This one came out on the June 8th, and I really liked it. I gave that book, I want to say, 4 stars. The author even commented on my review, so that was cool. And this is about a boy who can go into people's dreams. This was my first dream book that really interested me, but then I read more dream books after this and then got burnt out. But this was a really good dream book, and this is the first out of a trilogy. And then the very last book that I was interested in reading in June was The Retribution of Mara Dyer, which I did read, and that one is the third? Is it the third book? Retribution. I think that's the third book of the trilogy, and it was just okay. I think I gave it 3 stars. I think the first book I gave 5 stars because, you know, Noah Shaw is amazing. The second book was a little bit stranger for me, so I gave it 4 stars. And then the third book, which is Retribution, was just, that ending was terrible. So I gave it 3 stars. But I did read it. So that means out of the 12 books that I was most anticipated, out of the 12 books that I was really excited to read, I read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's half. That's 50%. That's really good. So 6 out of the 12. And then I own 1, 2, 3 of those books that I can actually read, and then 1 that's coming through the library. So I'll have 4 new books to put on my TBR in May. So that's it. Let me know down below what you guys think of this. I've always gone through my old anticipated reads and checked off the ones that I've read in later years and put a little mark saying whether I purchased it or what I gave the ratings. And that was just for my own benefit, but I decided I wanted to share it with you guys and see if you were interested in, you know, reminiscing about the books that I wanted to read and if I even read them, you know, to kind of update you on whether I'm even reading these books or not. Alright, I'm done. That's it. If you have any questions, let me know down below, and thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye!